night last night at the Hoosier National Forest. Heard a few animals, not many. It's a pretty quiet night actually. I think I heard a baby owl. You know, the one barred owl. He must have a nest right up here somewhere. But last night, probably about 10 o'clock, I heard the adult way out in the woods somewhere calling. And then all of a sudden I heard a little, ooh, ooh. Just like, what was that? Must have been like a baby going, Mom, come on back, or Dad, I need you. Definitely sleep better the second night, I think because I'm out fishing all day long and I'm pretty tired. Gonna go ahead and hit the lake here in about 30 minutes or so. Gave myself about an hour extra sleep this morning. But I was telling the camp host Lonnie when he pulled up yesterday, I was talking to him, that I'm not seeing a big difference between getting out there right at first light and getting out there at 8 o'clock. As far as the fish biting, it just seems to me like I don't get any more bites at 6 a.m. than I do at 8 a.m. I've always heard that you have to get up there right at the crack of dawn and get out there. Just do a little experiment, constant experimental stuff going on here, and we're going to try it out. Have a little breakfast, gonna enjoy a super coffee. Yum, 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 yum. The Selvin's all ready to go. Nice thing about camping here in the Hoosier National Forest is I wake up, have a little breakfast, and get on out there. No driving, no preparing, no getting the boat ready, anything like that. It's all ready to go. Get out there and throw a line in. I might actually put a couple of new lures on today. I think I'm gonna focus on that green pumpkin. I think that may be the color that the fish are liking right now, and boy, it works perfect with the water. Coming through the water, it's a little bit camouflaged as you can see it. I think that may be the ticket. I'm going to give that a shot today. We'll see what happens. Glad you came along. Hey, hope you got a little extra rest last night. Might be catching a lot of fish today. Nice thing about fishing, you always wake up and you think, today's the day. Let's go fishing. Lake. We're going to give Celina Lake another try this morning. Looks like there's a few clouds up in the sky today. Hey, I noticed in the campground there's quite a few people probably on vacation, you know, traveling around the USA. And I saw quite a few of them pull in yesterday evening, spend a night, and then in the morning pack everything up and head on the way. That one travel van that I just photographed, that was really nice. It's pretty cool because they pulled in and then the guy jumped on his little electric bike and went cruising around for a little while. Those are pretty nice. They're not like the original electric bikes. I mean, this kind of almost looked like it looked like a mountain bike with, you know, pretty big tires on it. I may have to get one of those one. You know, one thing about Celina Lake and Indian Lake too is as the summer goes on, you can see how many weeds and grass are starting to grow. Basically, in order to get the boat out of the harbor, I'm going to go ahead and just paddle. These weeds really play havoc with your trolling motor. I mean, a gray owl kayak paddle. Nice. I've had this a long time, probably a couple decades at least. But a beautiful paddle. But you know, I've used it on my canoe when I solo trip my canoe. A lot of times if I hit a river, it's got some current in it and I've got to go upriver. You know, I'll put down my canoe paddle and grab this kayak paddle right here. It's pretty long and I'm able to solo my canoe and go upstream pretty easily. Now it comes really handy for the Selvin launching on Celina Lake. had a pretty good bite. Had one on. First thing in the morning, good sign. Right, pretty good morning so far as bites go. Actually had one fish on line. Got off. Pretty close to the boat. I didn't get to see the size of it. Got off and then had a couple more just strong bites. Just hitting it hard. But just not catching them. So that's encouraging. Green pumpkin. Green pumpkin is the color for today so far. Using this little creature right here. Green pumpkin creature. I believe this is a little Zoom green pumpkin creature. Kind of customizing, rigging it myself. I've got a long shafted small 1/0 hook on it that's coming out right at the back of it, on the side almost like. So I'm not sure if maybe that's why these fish are getting off. I would think that being on the back of it, when they grab it, it's gonna catch them pretty good. Okay, it's lunchtime. I'm not extremely happy to report no fish in the boat. But I have had more strikes and probably 3 or 4 fish on the line, and they seem to be spitting out the pumpkin crawl that I have on there. I guess I need to investigate what kind of hook I'm using. Am I using the right hook? I know I'm using a long shank number 1. That's almost coming out of the back of the crawl. I think I need to probably revisit that and get something that's going to curl up and come out in its back. My thinking was the fish were going to bite it from behind and get caught on it, but for some reason it's not wanting to catch the fish. Also, I'm using that Zebco and that Eagle GT reel and rod. Intuitive angling talks a lot about equipment, talks a lot about whenever you feel that fish, boy, that when you go to set that hook, you know, the rod and reel is so important. I need to stay positive because I have got that many bites. I could literally have 4 fish in the boat right now and some monster bites on there too. Like I said, Celina Lake has become my fish academy. It's where I'm learning everything, the hardships and the achievements of learning this bass fishing right here on the water. Glad you came along. Thing that has surprised me is this is the second day in a row on Celina Lake that I have not seen one boat out here. So, you know, if you have the good fortune and able to come out on a Monday or a Tuesday, first of the week, maybe Wednesday, that's the best times to come out into the wilderness, especially if you come to places that are visited quite a bit. You can really enjoy a lot of more privacy and quiet out on the lake first part of the week than you can when the weekend arrives. It's like I have this whole lake to myself. It's like a private lake. It's kind of cool. Going to finish up here on this side of the lake and go ahead and break camp and head back to the cabin this evening. It's late afternoon. Thought about taking the Selvin in, putting it on a trailer, go breaking camp, and heading back home. But then I got to thinking, maybe I need to call in second shift. I got no fish in the boat. Now, having said that, the green pumpkin is on fire today. Not long ago, I caught a bass. It's such a paradox to me to try to do this the right way, because I caught a bass right across the lake in a cove over there, and I caught it, okay, starting to reel it in, I'm going, okay, and then hit my mind, you're losing them, set the hook. So I set the hook, freaking ripped the fish out of the water and ripped it right out of his mouth. And that's what I've been thinking all along, is that, everybody says, rip it, set that hook. But I know you can do that. I've done it before, and it's just like, it's a balance. You got to put pressure on it, but you can't just be ripping at them, because I don't know if it ripped it out of his mouth or it come out of his mouth. I'm not sure. Hopefully I didn't damage the fish too bad. So it is a beautiful day. It's probably in the low 80s. It's supposed to get down to 63 tonight. Perfect camping weather. So, you know what? I think I'm just going to hang in there. I think I'm going to go ahead and fish till evening and see if maybe I can't put a fish in the boat. If I don't, well, ain't no worse than I am right now. You never know. Oh yeah, that fish that I did catch, that I was bringing in and ended up, I did put a different hook on that creature, on that green pumpkin creature, and it caught it, but then I ripped it out. So I just think the hooks I was using this morning just weren't big enough. I think the hooks right now I just got to learn not to overpower them and pull it all the way out of their mouth. So anyways, I'm going to get rigged up. This is phase 2 of the second day at Celina Lake. Let's see what happens. When you're running a lake like Celina Lake, you got to watch the weeds. See this area right up here? That's all weeds right there. You get your trolling motor stuck in it, you're going to be in trouble, especially in high winds. It's going to be hard to get out of it. So you just got to learn to read the water and stay out of the weeds. Man, check this out. A great big turtle just surfaced with this in its mouth. It's half of a catfish. Saw me, the turtle took off and left his dinner. Man, check this out. A great big turtle just surfaced with this in its mouth. It's half of a catfish. Saw me, the turtle took off and left his dinner. That's incredible. Wow. That's nature for you. That's incredible. Wow. That's nature for you. Wow. I've got a bullet weight right here. I believe that's a 3/8 bullet weight. I have a hook. This is a number 2. What style it is, or what the brand name is on it. It's going to be the hook I'm going to use, which is a different hook that I was using this morning that I was losing all the fish on. I think this one's going to bite a little bit better. Yeah. Here's the creatures that I'm using, that I've had all the bites on today, and they are a super speed crawl. Now, what I've got here is I've got a package, and I've got 2 different kinds. So this is the one that's been getting all the hits right here. This is the green pumpkin. And this one right here is I think this might be like maybe a candy pumpkin or candy spice pumpkin, something like that. But you can see it's different. It's got the flakes, the bright flakes. Now, I absolutely can't see going away from this guy, because I bet I've had 16 good strikes with this guy right here. So I'm going to stay with it. But no, this is candy apple. Maybe candy apple pumpkin. I don't know. I don't know, I'm not good. Anyways, that's a Zoom product, and that's what I'm going to rig. It is so odd that there is nobody out here. There's got to be somebody show up this evening. As nice as an evening it is, we haven't had an evening like this for such a long time. Cool temperatures, the wind has died down. The lake is just calm out there. You know, there's some gust every now and then. Going to put the bullet weight on. Going to rig the creature up. Whoa, bullet weight wrong way. Yellow. Concentrate, Mr. Lawrence, concentrate. Hey, that's funny on that last video I had. I was singing that little song, wasn't paying attention, and got it all rigged up and the bullet weight had fallen off. I was like, God dang it. Alright. Anyways, I'm going to shut this off. This is that new knot that I'm learning to tie, and it makes me nervous because I have not tied it before. This is some of the first times I've ever tied it. You know, yesterday I went out, had a brand new lure. Brand new. I mean, we're talking never hit the water before. I tied it off, threw it in. The first cast, it got snagged. I went to pull on the snag and the line just come undone. That makes me nervous trying to tie this again, but you know, supposedly this is the knot to use for fluorocarbon. I don't like tying stuff I've never tied before, and now I'm starting to understand that. Dang, that seems pretty tight. Now I'm starting to understand that it's a little bigger deal when you start bass hunting, you know, and you get a good trophy bass on there, and all of a sudden it's just like, boop, it comes off. It looks better. There was a little loop below this little curve right here that I did not like, but now that looks a lot better. Pull on the tail end, and then you pull on the regular line right there, and then what I'll do is I'll snip these two off right here. Now, the one thing I did find out using this particular dot right here, when you cut these ends off right here, they tend to catch a lot of weeds. So I don't know how short you're supposed to actually cut those off. I hate to cut them off too short, but then again, you know, I hate to have a ton of weeds on my... Okay. There we go. Okay, I like that better. I'm going to put the creature up there. And see, he can actually go up inside there and hide those sharp edges. I've got the hook coming out the back. See that right there? Now that's a pretty good hook right there coming out of there, and it's loose, so that should really bite good. And then I've got the bullet weight that's going to come down, and you know, I kind of hate to use that bullet weight because it seems like that the fish see that, but you know what? I actually think when this drops in the water, this bullet weight will drop before the creature comes down, and it's almost like the creature is chasing this little thing right here all around. And I kind of wonder if that's what the fish think, is that the black thing's a little bug and the creature's chasing it, and it's going to take out the creature rather than the bug. I don't know. Anyways, there we go. That's all set up. Well, I tell you what, temperature is cooling down nice. Ever since I started rigging it, I bet it's dropped another 5 degrees out here, and I see fish starting to hit everywhere. I think I better put a frog on. That'd probably be a good idea. Maybe to put a frog on one of them. All right. Okay, so there's the frog I'm going to go ahead and rig up. You know, I keep calling this a live action frog. When I bought it, I think the company was called Live Action, but now I think it's Lunkerville, because I'm seeing this exact frog in all the different colors at Academy and Dick's Sporting Goods, places like that. And it's called, and even Walmart has them called, but there's that knot again. And you just, once I got it all tied, now that one went really well. I guess practice makes perfect after a while, so I'm going to cut these two ends off right here. The problem is, now, my frog, that will catch weeds. Those little pieces sticking up there, that will definitely catch some weeds. So I probably should try to trim those off a little bit more. I hope I don't lose my little frog. Kind of like this little frog. Little frog's been around me for a long time now. Alright, I just heard a bass hit right over here in the weeds. So there we go, Mr. Frog on duty. Second shift, buddy. Your second shift. Alright. Hey, I thought I would just go ahead and show this to you. You know, I was talking about how I missed so many of those this morning. I'll show you the hook that I was using. I don't have any more of those green pumpkins just in case I need some before I get home and get by Academy. I shop a lot of at Academy Sports and Walmart, both of them. Dick's Sporting Goods, the one in town, just isn't very nice. It's not ran very good. I don't know what's going on with Dick's Sporting Goods, but Academy's a good place to go, and Walmart. Here's the hook that I was using this morning. Okay, can you see that hook? That's the hook I was using this morning. And I thought, okay, that's pretty good. It's got this long shank on it right here, and it could hook in the bottom, and you know, the fish come up and grab the bait at the back of the bait toward the legs, it's going to hook it. Well, that wasn't hooking. I got a feeling is this area right here. You can see this area right here is very, very, not very wide at all. So here's what now I've used. I've went up with. So there's the difference between the two right there. Okay, so I think this is going to give a lot better hook, a lot better. You know, it was an idea I had to use that long shank, and maybe that would work, but you know, after missing so many, I should have changed it a lot sooner than I did. That still doesn't mean I'm going to catch any fish tonight, or this evening, but, you know, I gave it a shot, I guess. I don't know. But that goes back here in the back now, and that's going to just be on standby. Got that all set. That's my dash cam. Got it all set up, ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and just throw a line into this little bay, this little cove. I've been sitting here and doing all this talking and doing all this rigging up. I'm just going to just sit here and just see if I can catch anything from this exact spot. And if not, we're going to go out on the big lake and we're going to go along the shore. I'm going to go ahead and just throw a line into this little bay, this little cove. I've been sitting here and doing all this talking and doing all this rigging up. I'm just going to just sit here and just see if I can catch anything from this exact spot. And if not, we're going to go out on the big lake and we're going to go along the shore and see what we can do. Yeah! All right. Yeah! All right. Well, there we go. There we go. All right. Yeah! All right. Well, there we go. That might be the biggest one I've caught here. That might be the biggest bass I've caught here. Wow, that is nice. Let's get the camera here so we can see it a little bit better. This is worth a look at right here. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. It's worth a look at here. All right. Well, light's just not right. Not getting my light right here. Let's move over to here. Let's put this up here like this right here. All right. Okay. There we go. How about that for a bass? That's a pretty nice bass right there. Wow. All right. Okay. There we go. How about that for a bass? That's a pretty nice bass right there. Wow. I won't keep him outside the water much longer. There we go. That's a nice sized bass. Thank you, buddy. Now there's some prep work for you. Came true right there. Okay, see you, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. he I put him in the water and he went down, come back up and done a spun up and then took off. There you go. That new hook worked. Pumpkin worked. The knot didn't come undone, and the second shift was successful within minutes coming on duty, caught a fish. Can you believe that? All right. Glad you were there. Now, what I'd also like to say about that fish I just caught. Before I caught it, a crappie jumped on it, was pretty small and fell back off. No big deal. And another bass went for it, grabbed it, but then spit it back out. I could see it right at the bottom of the boat right here when he grabbed it. He was a small bass. This is a very effective lure today. Last time, blue sapphire was the one that I was catching so many of them on. So yeah, very, very happy about that. All right, let's see what else we can do. All right. I tell you what, if I was a betting man, I'd put my money on that second shift crew. Not lying to you. I tell you what, if I was a betting man, I'd put my money on that second shift crew. Not lying to you. Second shift is bombing now. Hello, buddy. Hello, buddy. Tell you what, that hook made all the difference in the world right there. This guy hit it, my line kind of tweaked a little bit, and I just went ahead and got it, and boy, it hooked him good. That's a nice little bass right there. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Nice little bass. Second shift on the ball. Nice little bass. Second shift on the ball. Okay. We'll see you later. Have a good evening. On the ball. Okay. We'll see you later. Have a good evening. He flipped several times, and man, I don't know if the net is good or not, because man, sometimes I struggle getting that net ready, and man, he was down there flipped at least twice before I got the net underneath him. I guess the net's kind of like a safety net in case they fly off at the very end. I'll be able to grab them. Not sure. Okay, 2 in the boat. Maybe there's room for 3. We'll see. Kind of slowly heading back to the dock. Out here in the middle, what's amazing is how many weeds there are. I can run this crawl along most of the shoreline. As long as I stay about 30 feet off the shoreline, I can bounce it back and forth off the bottom without a problem. Out here in the middle, I'm hitting nothing but weeds. I mean, every time almost I'm pulling in a bunch of weeds. This must be Weedville out here. Once I get pretty close, and I'll shut the trolling motor off, because just too many weeds get tangled up in it. Doesn't do any good at all. Yeah, maybe this winter they can clean it out or something. I don't know. But it'll probably just come right back, I would think. Like that. Okay, I'm gonna count that as a pretty good day. Yeah, that second wind, it's kind of funny. I think it was yesterday I was talking about when you go hunting, and one of the secrets of hunting, you know, when I ran a big outdoor store and a big hunting store, one of the things that guys used to say is that you just, anytime that you're ready to get out of the tree stand, just sit there for another hour, maybe hour and a half. So many big animals are taken because you just have that patience to wait. Went ahead and stayed there, gave it the old second chance, so to speak. Second shift came in, caught that great big bass, and then caught that other bass. And got a couple good hits besides that. I think that'll do it for this fishing trip. I'll probably go ahead and camp out tonight at Northface campground, and then wake up, break camp down, and head back and get some things done, and probably hang close to the cabin all Labor Day weekend. Appreciate you coming along. Hey, by the way, if you don't mind, hammer down that subscribe button. I appreciate it. Helps me to come out here and do videos like this. I'm not catching a ton of fish, but I'm learning a ton about fishing. And I hope I'm passing some of the things on to you in case you're interested in knowing them. LAF Space Film Fest, capital LAF Space Film Fest. Alright, so that was a fantastic day. You know, it's so funny how things worked out, because I literally had come across the lake through the wind, what little wind there was, but came across the lake through the wind and thought, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and just shut her down for today, go break camp, and go ahead and head back to the cabin. Second shift came in, rigged everything up, bam! Caught that little crappie, didn't get him in the boat, but he fell right back in, caught a little bass, fell back in, and then bam, caught the big bass. That was pretty cool. So anyways, it's funny how things worked out. I'm going to go ahead and take everything out of the Selvin. I'm going to put it on the picnic table, and I'll show you how much stuff I carry in the Selvin when I'm out boating. It's a lot, but a lot of it's gear. I just heard the baby owl. Mama and Daddy and the baby. That's the adult. There, I heard the baby right there. I'm gonna try to get closer. I'm gonna put my camera on a tripod. It's so dark, plus my hands will shake a little bit, so I'm going to put it on a tripod. There it is, 30 minutes after my last video. The blanket comes alive, the celestial blanket. Frogs, crickets, all kind of things is singing away all night long. Here's one of the jets flying over to Louisville Airport. That's actually one of the smaller ones going over. Man, a couple of them come through the air. You can hear them coming, and just a blast of a thunder sound comes through, and it sounds like they're pretty close to the ground. You know, I'm guessing maybe 1,500 feet or something from the canopy. I don't know. Sounds like another one's coming. We'll try to get into. So it's right around midnight. Come to Hoosier National Forest. Expect that's going to happen. This is like the second or third time this evening. It seemed like the first ones came by maybe around 9, and then it usually slacks off after that. So anyways, so there you go. Been talking about it. Thought I'd go ahead and record it. Hey, good morning. Another good night's sleep here at Northface campground, Indian Celina Lake. Did have a lot of human traffic last night, meaning like a truck came flying through here about midnight. I don't know what, it looked like he was looking for somebody. He flew through Northface and then flew on down there to South Slope and then went screaming out here again. I don't know what was going on. I hope I captured some of the airplane traffic coming in last night. A couple of those jets were pretty dang low as they came across heading for Louisville Airport. Besides that, a beautiful night. The owls were talking. Heard a few other little animals walking around. It was a pretty uneventful evening as far as anything else happening. It's just always a nice place. I don't know if you can hear it on the camera or not, but it's windy today. The top of the trees have really been blowing ever since the crack of dawn. So I've seen a few fishermen heading back there to Celina Lake, and I'm thinking they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle all day unless they find a cove to go back in and tuck into, because that lake gets windy. Indian Lake, I think, is even worse. I don't know if maybe they set up a little bit higher the way they're built, but the wind just flies through there. Comes through there so fast. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and break camp down. Yesterday was a good day. Monday was a good day. 3 days of camping, 2 days of fishing. Time to load up, go home, take care of some things, sit down in my office, start editing some of these films. Can't wait to put that big bass on a video. The one I caught yesterday, right at the end of the day, that was pretty nice. I think that's my personal record here at Celina Lake. Yeah, if it's that windy this early, it is going to be a blaster out there today. Hey, I'm so glad you came along. I hope you enjoyed this trip. Got the big Labor Day weekend coming up. Thought about maybe bringing the doggies camping, but I don't know. It's always so busy on a holiday weekend like that. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. All right, got camp all broke down. Getting ready to head back to the cabin. Head west. Yeah, I think that one of the next videos I'm going to put out, or eventually probably a few videos from this one right here, I'm going to show you what it's like to take 2 doggies out camping for the weekend. It'll be fun. I think what we'll do is we'll camp here, we'll go over to Patoka Lake, and there's an area of the shoreline that's pretty secluded, so I can hike back there with them, and then they can run around on the shoreline, play in the water, and I might even throw a line in, see what it's like to shore fish. Been a long time since I swordfish. It's a long time since I fished from the shore, but you know, I may try it, give it a shot. I appreciate you coming along as usual. Gotta have one of my super coffees here in the morning. This is a vanilla latte, my favorite. It is a pretty good 3-day trip. Gotta head back home, get some things done. Big Labor Day weekend. Hey, you be safe out there for Labor Day weekend. If you're going to get out, just expect there's going to be a lot of people out, but don't worry about it. Just do your own thing. Just let it go. Let it go. Sometimes you'll find it's better to just let go. Trying to hold on and being drug around, you'll find it's better to just let go. You'll find it better to just let go. For we all have wings to fly. You just have to let go to take off. Freedom comes easy when you let go and just soar. Glad you came along. I'll be talking to you on the next video. Yeah. All right. Well, that might be the biggest bass I've caught here. Wow, that is nice.